This is Sports Rage Level 3. Let's roll. On the SportsGrid radio and television networks is 98 to 83. Right now, LeBron just hit a 3 as I was speaking, so it was 98 to 80. But LeBron hit a 3. LeBron's got 18 points. Clippers are leading the Lakers by 15. We need the over 234.5, which I'm scared to look at what the in-game number is right now. Should be sort of around it, to be honest.
233.5.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it plays out. I'm going to hope for the best. But today was a dark day, actually. It was amazing today. Well, I woke up, and it was one death after another. And let's start off, and I saw you, George, retweet me the first one. Sad story. Just tragic for the Wakefields. Like, what can you say? So Tim Wakefield passed away last year suddenly, of course, with cancer. And his wife, leukemia, was a cancer, etc., rare form. And his wife was diagnosed with cancer as well. Right around the same time, she passed away now. So, just gut-wrenching for the kids. Both of them. Say what you will about the Boston Red Sox family and stuff, but devastating loss for their family. Wakefield was a great guy. Remember, like I said, just so beloved. Just a tragic loss, Kurt. It's sad stuff. I mean, the picture with the kids walking out on the field last year and stuff. It's sad when you see that.
I don't know if I realized that his wife had cancer as well. And when I saw that today, I mean, I've never met the Wakefields, and the first thing that came to my mind was, you got to be effing kidding me. For the kids, that they lost both parents within 6 months, 8 months, just awful. Our best of the Wakefield family. They're just terrible.
And WWE wrestler and former manager Virgil passed away today at 61. And Virgil, of course, well known for partnering with the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Some great videos and stuff. But Virgil, lived quite a crazy life, too. There's videos of Virgil on the New York subways and at trade shows. And, this guy, shout out to everybody joining us on Sirius XM, channel 159. But it really is amazing. It's sad to see, but the wrestler's life, it's the two industries that I would almost say three. And it's football is one of them. You look at all the Charger players from the great Charger teams that have passed away. Football players, a lot of football players have died young, CTE, different diseases, liver issues due to the pills that they took. But it's crazy. The wrestling industry and the adult industry, right? Porn stars, man, it's every week, there's someone in their 30s, 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever. And wrestling is the same thing. And so Virgil lived to 61, felt like he was actually older, but he had a good run. But it's crazy, how young, man, these dudes pass away, that they live that hardcore lifestyle. MSG, cocaine, steroids, booze, late nights. They lived these guys live they live hardcore, more like Lemmy and Motorhead. Those guys partied hard. It catches up to them.
I saw Lex Luger and his documentary. I was in tears. The guy looked like he's like a bone rack, like Skeletor. It was it's so sad. Wrestling is tough, man. These guys, and back in the old days, those guys went every single night. There was no breaks. There was no rules. You know what I mean? Town to town, city to city, rough life.
They destroyed their bodies.
They killed themselves. Exactly. It was tough.
For not a lot of money. Not a lot of money either, right?
Correct.
200 a night, 500 a night. And they were lucky to get 2,000 and you know what I'm saying? But sad stuff. And then Richard Lewis, the longtime comedian and an actor. You a fan of Richard Lewis at all, Kurtz?
I liked him. Certainly wouldn't be.
You're a neurotic New Yorker. You should like him.
He's
right in your wheelhouse. He's right in your wheelhouse.
I just saw a commercial for Curb Your Enthusiasm. He was like, "Oh, this is the happiest I've ever seen you." When he's talking to Larry David.
I've never seen Curb Your Enthusiasm, which is why I tweeted your thing about liking him before that. I knew who Richard Lewis was before Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Well, I just didn't like people were saying that Curb Your Enthusiasm. Richard Lewis passed away. I'm like, the guy's been on TV and movies since the 70s, so it wasn't really Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, exactly.
He's only 76, man. I'm 55. I'm not looking forward
It's like
to
saying
it at all,
Elton
but,
John's the guy from the Dua Lipa song or something.
I guess they look at his. They look at what he did. I guess what'd you do for me lately? That sort of thing. I guess for Richard Lewis, but he's been around since what, the 70s, 60s, maybe.
He's been in tons of stuff. Yeah, I know. It was just really weird, Gabe, because the commercial for the new season, like he's in the golf cart. He's like, I've never seen you happier, or whatever, like that. The Larry, like, it's crazy. Like they just keep on showing that ad. So yeah, that was weird. Really weird.
He was ill as well. He was he was ill as well. So like I said, it was a dark day. It just kept going on and on and on. So, but we'll welcome our AM radio audience here on a lighter note in a second. Let's roll. This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. The pimps, the players, the hustlers, the people that bust them, and everybody else in between. Level 3 has begun. We're tracking the Clippers and the Lakers right now. It's 100-91. The Clip show were up bigger. The Lakers have just gone on a little bit of a run right now to cut the lead to 9 points. We've got an in-game bet over 234.5. The in-game number right now is exactly 234.5. So I guess we could say we've got a puncher's chance right now. Arizona is up 81-64 on Arizona State with $1.54 left. We got a closer one in the Civil War. I don't think they call it that, but we still will. It's 35-33 for the Ducks right now with the half. So we got a close one there. But the Cats are up on the Devils right now by 17 with under 2 minutes left. I've got over 159 in this game. It looks like I'm going to fall short on this. So day late and $1 short. George Kurtz with us, Cam Stewart in the house. We're going to find out Cam's best bets for the former Honda Classic that now is the, what is it? The Cognizant? What is it? The Cognizant?
I love when you try to say it. Yeah.
What's this tournament called?
It's a Jersey company. It's AI. I got stock. Like you guys, that's how he found out. Yeah, Cognizant. Yeah, at least he's got stock, Gabe. You'll hear a lot about this new.
Well, Lisi's got stock in it. Joe Lisi's got stock.
Carver told me. Yeah, Carver told me. I go, what is? He's like, oh, it's AI. Lisi's got stock in it. They're a Jersey company. I'm like, okay. Never heard of them.
Yeah, they're out of Teaneck, New Jersey. Yeah,
it's in Joe's portfolio.
So, anyways, whatever the hell it's called, the golf tournament. It used to be the Honda Classic in Florida.
Yes, yeah. Bring back the Honda.
Is this the one? This is the one with the hole. They got the hole in the water, right? The round hole.
Yeah. They used to have a car there. I guess now what do you do?
I always wanted to play that hole, but I would do so bad.
It's tough.
I wonder if I could do it with one sleeve of balls, like with a bag of balls, 12 golf balls.
Oh, I think you're talking about the players and the island.
Oh, that's
hole,
the TPC Sawgrass. That's the TPC
this
one.
This also has a lot of water.
No, this is the one. No, I know. Yeah, no, this is the one. Like you said, they had the Honda on the land in the middle of the water and smoked the car.
Smoked balls right off the hood of the car. Yeah, beautiful.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
It's rare in this day and age of the NBA to, miss one player and have the wheels fall off.
They're kind of hanging on to one of those final play-in tournament positions in the Eastern Conference. And there are teams like the Nets and the Bulls and the Raptors who are right in that same vicinity, who now they're looking and saying, well, if the Hawks are without a player like Trae Young, and we talk about how important he is, averaging over 26 points.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Watching the final seconds of Illinois and Penn State, and my day's reaction, you think you know what happened there. How about that, Dave? How about that?
We're off the rundown. Sorry. Storm the court. You beat the 12th team in the country. That's fine. Second best in the Big Ten. That's fine. We are Penn State. Look at the crew jumping. This is so much fun.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage late
sort
night.
of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. Still put off by the fact that Joe Lisi has stock in that company, but the golf tournament.
I can't.
That's why you said earlier they're like, oh, they're an AI company. They're a technology.
Like,
they do more data technology and consulting advice. IT advice.
They do it all, Gabe. Bots, AI, consulting.
But what Joe Lisi told you this AI? What are you, a Carver? He goes because he's got stock.
Carver's like Joe. Yeah, he goes. We were doing the show last night on the radio show, and Lisi was telling me about this AI company, Cognizant. They're sponsoring the golf tournament, not the Honda anymore. I'm like, what? That was the best.
Joe Lisi, the stock maven. But we'll bring Ian Cameron in a moment. But imagine, I've said this before too. Imagine if I've taken all the money. So remember years ago, Cam, I was the first one. I told everybody, I said, you guys got to get in on this Grand Canyon thing. Said they're the first ever for-profit university that admits they're going to make money, and they're on the stock market. And their shares opened up. It was like $7, $9 and stuff like that. And I don't know. I don't want to look right now because it's painful, but I think it's probably like 109. It's 109. It's a blue chip. So
it is.
It's a blue chip stock. It keeps rising and it just they keep expanding, and they're still going to make more money. But if I would have taken all the money that I've bet and or drank and partied over the years and only bought that stock, I'd be on a speedboat right now and like in the Virgin Islands. I wouldn't I'd be done. I'd be so rich. I'd be $100 million.
You're so right. I think about all these things.
If I only bought that stock instead of betting, I'd be
why am I on the Oilers?
That stock's $109 right now. All that.
I'll tell you the worst is, Babano's coming in. I bought one stock off this guy in my cottage. The guy was a millionaire. He's like, oh, you got to get into Nortel, whatever. Like when it was dude, I lost everything.
That company that was like BlackBerry. Nortel was a big power.
I told that guy, I go, yeah, thanks for the tip. That was the only time I bought a stock. I go, I'm never getting in this game again. I'll lose money betting. I don't need this crap. What a joke.
You know what though? Grand Canyon, they're really they get some NCAA tournament success. Then their enrollment's really going to take off and stuff.
Flush. Yep.
Ian Cameron is currently studying Grand Canyon online right now. Ian Cameron, Babano steps up. And what's up, Babano? How you doing?
I'm doing good. You could say the same thing about Bitcoin, you know. If you in on Bitcoin early, you wouldn't be doing anything else right now. Wouldn't need another job.
Thanks for
Bitcoin's
the
not doing
tip.
too good now, isn't it now? It's doing pretty
No, it
bad.
is. Yeah, it
not?
is. It is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
Bitcoin's hit the skids.
I'm talking about right at the start.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
no.
the start,
People that have hung on have cashed in on that.
Oh, big time. Mm-hmm.
That's another one. I dabbled in it a bit. Never really like. You know what I don't like about Bitcoin is like, it's crazy. Like that dude. When Bitcoin came out, there was a guy that was in like Germany. He's a German dude. His friend, his company that he worked for, he gave him like 100 Bitcoin or something as like a Christmas bonus. And the guy never did anything with them. And it turned into like $330 million. Except the problem was he forgot the password. Remember we talked about this?
That's what it's.
And since it's Bitcoin, Cam, there's no turning back, bro. It's in cyberspace.
Yeah.
Like there's no reclaiming it. There's no, can I call the manager? Can I speak to someone about getting?
Can I speak to the manager at the branch?
Yeah. Well, you don't know, honestly, like at the bank, you had $330 million in the bank and you got all wasted and you're like, I don't know what my password is. You're going to show up. They're going to give you your money still. Where's your ID, sir? All right, here's my ID. Give me my money, right?
Hey,
Bitcoin, Babano, it's this random cyber, like long-ass 22-digit passwords and stuff. And the thing is,
your wallet, they call it. Yeah.
He had, he only had 10 cracks at it before it locked.
But he said, the thing is, before you go to the like eighth one, you got to get like a game plan. Take a time out.
No,
like we got to go. What's happening here?
Dude, no, he hired the world's best hackers. He tried everything. Like he put it out there. I'll give you $50 million if you can crack my code. Like type thing. They couldn't do it. It expired. He lost it.
You know that show, Gabe, you told me to watch, and it was actually funny. That Law and Order Toronto was about the guy's cryptocurrency, and they clipped it. It was like a double cross, right? And they go, "What's the digit for my wallet?" The guy's like, "Screw you."
A lot of people have been killed in the crypto scene behind the scenes, guys. It's a shady operation.
Lake Ontario, he gone.
Yeah, it makes sports betting look clean.
It really does.
nice and clean. Actually, 106, 101 for the Lakers right now. But what do you think, Babano? Are Grand Canyon going to be in the NCAA tournament this year?
Close.
They are, but I think they will, but they got to win their conference tournament because I don't think they're going to get in as an at-large.
No. Do you think they're going to win? They should be able to win this year.
They should be able to, but that's one of those weird conferences where sometimes in that conference there's some surprise team that comes out and picks off one of the favorites. Like the Horizon League is known for that as well. In the conference tournaments, that the number one seed often can get upset en route to winning the championship, the tournament championship. So never say never. But if you look at that conference on paper, the WAC, there's no doubt Grand Canyon's the best team on paper right now. And like I said, Bryce Drew's done a phenomenal job with that program as well.
Remember, they started off with Dan Marley.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Dan Marley was the original. They hired him, but now they've taken it to the next step. I'm waiting for them to start to put some money into football.
Interesting.
That's what, if I was advising as a stockholder, I'd tell them, listen, what are we waiting for here? You know?
It's a good point.
We have a lot of money now. Like, Cam, you started, because football was hard. It was like, all right, listen, build a basketball arena, pay Dan Marley, pay off some players here, we can get going. Football, they didn't want to get smashed and embarrassed, right? They were like, no, we could build a successful basketball program and then sort of start to get into football. I think the time is now. Start getting into football.
Couldn't agree
That's
more.
when you'll really take off and really make money. Your enrollment will take off.
The money, they have money there, Gabe. It's a nice facility. Look at the location of the school. There's a lot to like about it.
And it's online for the most part anyways. Like they have like a small little campus for show. Like they, you know what I mean? That's why they're making money. Everything's online.
Yep. It's a good point.
His Laker-Clipper game's a good one right now.
Getting tight.
What do you think, Babano? Second half just started. Beavers and Ducks. We got a close one. 35-33. It's 10.5 right now, 140.5. What's the pick for the second half?
I'm on Oregon State already, plus 13. So I'm looking, at least right now, looking all right with that. But we know one half of basketball, things can change very quickly. But I thought it was too many points on the onset. It's 7.5 right now, the live line. I thought there was a little bit more scoring in that first half than I thought. Oregon's not a team that is going to slow it down. They'll play fast, but Oregon State definitely is going to want to slow it down, play in the half court. They don't want to run and gun here with Oregon. So probably is some live undervalue. But again, you've got the threat of overtime in a close game. So for me, I'm standing pat. If you haven't bet Oregon State already, I'd still lean that way. I think we got a close finish here.
Yeah, just pop back up to 9.5. It's 140.5, 37-35 right now for the Ducks over the Beavers. Cam, you like to take the Beavers in situations like this. What are you doing with this game?
I am. I'm on Oregon State at the start of the game. Very small, though, Morency, because I had more other things. As you know, my golf portfolio is very big and sometimes crazy. So I'm on the Beavers. I took both dogs. I took Arizona State against Arizona as well. I don't even know how that finished. I haven't even looked at my account or anything. I've been trying to put some golf top 20s and matchup bets together right now.
How many points were you getting?
I don't know. Was it 12?
You didn't cover. It was like 12, right? You didn't cover.
12.5. 13.
They lost 85-67. They lost 85-67. They lost by 18.
That's a loser. I took both dogs. I took the Beavers and Sun Devils. It was close for a while, but yeah.
Don't feel bad. I bet the over 159. They got to 152.
I've actually had a pretty good night, though. The Bulls were a big play, Morency, and I taken the advice, more money line dogs. And, so things have been going good. We hit that parlay in hockey, the public parlay, and the Blues plus 1.5. So I can't complain. It's been a plus day. Plus days are good days in our business.
You like that, Babano? Connor McDavid finally scored, ends his 10-game goalless.
Yeah, I'm glad. I just don't want to hear
I've been
about
betting him the last 3 games, bro. Every game I kept betting him. I'm like, oh, tonight's the night. Finally, I can.
Finally, he gets it.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
It's rare in this day and age of the NBA to, miss one player and have the wheels fall off.
They're kind of hanging on to one of those final play-in tournament positions in the Eastern Conference. And there are teams like the Nets and the Bulls and the Raptors who are right in that same vicinity, who now they're looking and saying, well, if the Hawks are without a player like Trae Young, and we talk about how important he is, averaging over 26 points.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Watched the final seconds of Illinois and Penn State, and by Dave's reaction, you think you know what happened there. How about that, Dave? How about that?
We're off the rundown. Sorry, storm the court. You beat the 12th team in the country. That's fine. Second best in the Big Ten. That's fine. We are Penn State. Look at the crew jumping. This is so much fun.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight You may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
$111, $108 for the Lake Show right now. We got a good one going on. There's a $120 left. These stupid totals are killing me. I do have the Lakers plus 3, but I've got a bigger play on the over. Overtime wouldn't be bad for me, or a late flurry of points. D'Angelo just hit a 3 ball. It's 114 to 108 with a $112 left. The Lakers are on a 15-2 run over the last 5 minutes and 21 seconds of this basketball game. I thought coming in tonight, and I know that there's nothing really special or sentimental about the Lakers and Clippers rivalry. And if the Clippers ever would have won anything, it would be. I mean, if anything, the irony was, of course, the Clippers beat the Lakers in getting Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, and then the Lakers were the ones that won the championship after, right? So, like, the Clippers have never gotten the better of them. Like, Ballmer's been happy that he's won a couple of regular season games. But I thought, Babano, actually, tonight, that LeBron is such a competitive dude, and it's their building, right? It was never the Clippers building. Like, you can put what you want on the floor. Look in the stands right now. It's all Laker jerseys, even though it's a Clipper home game, right? Like, so I knew the Lakers tonight would want to send just a little FU to Ballmer on the way out of their own building. You know what I'm saying? It's like the Jets and Giants playing. Like, no, the rest of the world doesn't care, but they do. Type of deal. But nice comeback by the Lakers here late. We'll see if they're able to hang on.
It sure looks like it. They're up by 6 now, but Clippers got to make a basket and get a stop, or else this definitely is over. Not enough time.
And the Beavers are up by 3 right now on the Ducks. Maybe this, I'm going to wait. You guys are on the Beavers. I'm going to wait and see if this comes down a little bit more, and then maybe it's Duck territory now for me to come in for the Ducks to win the basketball game.
I think it's a great middling point because it's a 3-point game. Oregon State, Oregon's only laying 4.5. You're right, Gabe. If they can go up like 6 or 7, you still got tons of time left in the second half. I'd be actually willing to take Oregon on the money line and hope for a middle job. Perfect strategy.
Well, I might jump in on the in-game over here. This is playing higher. It just is. It's 44-41 right now. There's still 16 minutes left. Not a lot of fouls here. I really could have used that 3 ball here. I got to get to 234.5 here. We're at 224.
We're not totally
at 226. Come on, Kawhi. They're paying you. Let's go. Hurry up. Pick up the pace. Paying you a lot of money, man. I got money on this. Come on, Kawhi. We can't all I got to build my palatial palace as well. The only way it's going to get there is overtime. 114, 112 down the stretch here.
They're going to get the chance with the ball down by 2.
Yeah, here's Harden to Kawhi. Big drama right now at the Crypt, formerly the Staples Center. And we've got a timeout here with 9.3 seconds remaining in the basketball game. 114 to 112. I want overtime. Man, I want this game to go to overtime. Somehow. So let's pull this off.
I want more games at night. Can we get some more 10:30 starts and 11 o'clock starts here? Like, let's pick up the pace. Like, there's a West Coast in the world, right? Like, enough. Like,
East Coast bias is
but look at my set. It's purely Seahawks. Like, and I'm a fan of everybody. I'm just saying, like, come on, people. Like,
if you like late night sports, you're going to like college basketball on Thursdays. There's always lots of late games.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's Babano's right. It's Wednesday. I was going to say, like,
Wednesdays.
Tomorrow night we'll have the Long Beaches of the world back, and there'll be a million games.
You're right. Just greedy, Gabe. I want it every night.
No, but you're right, Cam. I've noticed this week. I don't know if you've noticed. It's been a light week, actually. Like, late at night, there's nothing. I mean, even an international dabbler at nighttime, guys, there's nothing there even. There's like freaking esports and stuff, and like a soccer game in India or something.
Yeah.
Like there's
I'm
not a lot of sports this week.
I know you like the handball and the other stuff, and when I find myself going to international horse racing at night, that tells me it's light, and that's what's been happening this week.
Oh, speaking of which.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, all right, Ipswich. You ever bet that? It's what, Australia?
Ipswich, yeah, they got they have a lot of these tracks in Australia. They run. They got a lot of horse racing down there. Like I really like the name of this horse. I got to bet him if I can here. The Inflictor. Inflictor?
Sounds like a homicide song. Sounds like one of my band's songs.
Yeah, you got to steal that horse's
like the
name.
Inflictor.
Yeah, it's a.
Just went off the board. It had some good names.
If Inflictor wins, you're going to lose your mind. That's Inflictor.
I don't even know what this track. Aratat, race 6. Aratat coming up.
They got. I know Ipswich. I've seen that one before. Actually, I'm on the commercial break.
Lakers win 116-112.
Yeah, I'm going to put the horses on. Maybe we could play something late.
Every time I look at a horse, they take it off the board. I like this, and I like the name of this one. Number 8, Runaway Soul. Plus, how can you lose with Danny O'Brien on the mount? Come on.
One of the best. Danny O'Brien.
Danny boy. Danny O'Brien on the mount. Let's go, Danny. We got all kinds of stuff here, Cam. We got all kinds here. What the hell is this track?
It's dangerous. I'm trying not to figure it out.
Himage. I don't know where this is from.
Yeah, these are all like global, like the Aussie ones are
you know what?
The British ones
Nagoya.
are good
We got
too.
some Japanese racing. You know what? Japanese, I like this stuff. Sometimes they've got the sprint. You ever bet that, Cam? It's just
all the
straight,
time.
bro.
Los
straight
Alamitos?
turf. It's on turf sprint.
I learned the hard way. I didn't have a program, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's bet this horse at Los Alamitos. It was like a 100-yard sprint. I'm like, what? The race is over? Like that's the thing. You got to check that stuff out. Sometimes you're thinking it's like 6 furlongs. It's quarter horse racing. They do it. Gabe at Los Alamitos in California. They specialize in that stuff.
Here's the degenerate one, which I don't get into. Is we got greyhounds going on right now.
Yeah, I used to bet greyhounds, but it's a racket. It's very tough. Thing about greyhounds is a lot of the time.
Actually, there's live women's golf too.
Oh yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah,
the HSBC Women's World Championship.
The big tournament.
Lilia Vu plus 600.
Yeah.
Hojo Kim plus 650. Lynn Grant plus 800. Celine Boucher 12-1.
I like Lynn Grant. And give me that Irish girl, McGuire, she's a good.
You know what? Lynn Grant's in first place right now. She's 400.
Dude, Lynn Grant's amazing. She's a Swedish lady, and I follow her all the time. I follow women's golf. Do you guys know last week it happened for the first time, ladies and men's, both players from UCLA, Gabe. Patty Tabanaket, the Taiwanese girl, was a UCLA Bruin, and Jake Knapp went to UCLA, and the guy in the mini tour won UCLA. First time, like they won all the tournaments. Every person was from the University of California, Los Angeles in golf who won.
UCLA are killing it in gymnastics too and swimming. So in other words, UCLA are good at everything except basketball and football.
Yep, you got it, Gabe.
That's what it's come to. It's like, UCLA. Here, UCLA won again. What? Yeah, exactly.
These guys
UCLA gymnastics is lit. They're
good.
All right, I'm serious. I'm getting this bet in. I'm going to bet on Lynn Grant to win this at plus 800. Lynn Grant to win, guys.
I love Lynn Grant. I'm going to tell you a story about Lynn Grant. People don't know. Lynn Grant won a tournament by like multiple strokes. She almost won by double digits.
They just moved her to plus 750. Sorry, even when we're talking, they're listening to us. They just moved it to plus 7. Come on.
Jake Knapp last week. It's not like we don't know golf. And Lynn Grant, another thing is they had a tournament with women and men, and she won. The thing about her is she hits it big. She hits it straight. If her putting's on, like she is one of the best golfers you never heard of, Lynn Grant. She's great. I bet her.
All right, this next one, what the hell's this? The SDC Championship.
Well, that's
it sounds pretty Irish.
You
and Ferguson, Tom McKinnon.
Yeah, that was my guy last week.
First and Lawrence.
Ferguson last week. Yeah, he came 7th last week because Babano's golf guy bets Ferguson too. He finished 7th last week, top 10 and 20.
All right, we'll get Babano's college basketball. Take a look at the overnight college basketball. And here comes the Ducks. They're up by 2, as I was talking about. Ducks up by 2. We'll get Cam's golf picks as well. So we're scouring the globe right now, wide world of sports style, for late. The Cam was like, there should be more late night action. We got some AHL hockey for you, Cam. It's the
I don't know what to do with this
Avs
league.
versus the Canucks. Colorado Eagles versus the Abbotsford Canucks.
Hate to say it, Colorado Eagles are good, man. I don't want to.
It's
You don't want to step
3-2
in front of
Eagles
them.
with 5 minutes
Yeah, they're
left.
good. Yeah.
What about the Chickasaw Valley Firebirds, the Barracuda?
Yeah, the problem is it's 4-1. It's near the end of the game. The Barracuda are like the Sharks. They suck. Did you see that, Babano? I saw a thing. The Barracuda had like a 9-game losing streak going recently. And I saw a thing, it was like the first time ever that the NHL team and the AHL team both had like a double-digit losing streak in a season.
That's
amazing. And I'm like, dear God, even your farm team sucks. Like,
yeah, they're dead last in the Pacific Division in the AHL.
They are.
too,
I'm
Sam.
telling you, they're brutal. Yeah, so these are betting tips, guys. They're betting tips for hardcores tuning in. Yeah, if you have access to it, the San Jose Barracuda are terrible.
Yeah, the San Jose team was like, thank God we've gone from ranked 18th to 4th with our next class, and they're going through like all the Barracuda players that might make the Sharks.
Coachella Valley
like,
got the Calder Cup final last year.
Desperation.
They're really
Coachella Valley are good. They're the Seattle Kraken team.
Grant Fuhrer's doing their television games for that team. Grant Fuhrer, yeah.
He's living a good life out there, playing some nice golf. Great golf out there in Palm Springs and stuff.
He loves golf.
Yeah.
Excellent player.
You know what, though? Normally, too, there isn't tonight, but I'll say this is one thing. This is why I've been betting a lot, too, is there's a lot of late-night college baseball usually, Cam. There just isn't tonight for whatever reason.
You're right.
College baseball season's upon us.
Very, very light this week, but it'll get better. Tomorrow will be bad.
And surprisingly enough, starting next week, conference tournaments start. And Babano, I'm sure, is already on top of this. The Sun Belt starts next week, Babano. A couple others, too, but the Sun Belt's already after it.
Some of them start.
Yeah. March Madness is upon us.
Nice.
The madness doesn't start with the NCAA tournament. It starts with all this stuff. Like, it's go time.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
It's rare in this day and age of the NBA to, miss one player and have the wheels fall off.
They're kind of hanging on to one of those final play-in tournament positions in the Eastern Conference. And there are teams like the Nets and the Bulls and the Raptors who are right in that same vicinity, who now they're looking and saying, well, if the Hawks are without a player like Trae Young, and we talk about how important he is, averaging over 26 points.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Watched the final seconds of Illinois and Penn State, and by Dave's reaction, you think you know what happened there. How about that, Dave? How about that?
We're off the rundown. Sorry. Storm the court. You beat the 12th team in the country. That's fine. Second best in the Big Ten. That's fine. We are Penn State. Look at the crew jumping. This is so much fun.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell Coast to Coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This is Sports Rage. I am Morency. Let's do this thing. All right, we're going to get into some college basketball, but let's get into Cam's golf picks right now. The in-game market, as far as it's like a stock market right now, we were talking about the game exploding and being a lot of points. The Beavers and Ducks are up to 51-51 right now. All right, they've exploded out of the half. It's already 18-16 in the second half. It's crazy. So we got a track meet going on right now. In Eugene, we'll keep our eye on this. It's 51-51. Cam, let's do it. As people in our chat are calling it, I think it's a good idea. The AI Open. That sounds better.
Yeah.
What do you like?
Yeah. I like the AI Open. That's the new tournament. See ya, Honda. Hello,
We'll call it
AI.
the Joe Lisi Classic since he's got stock in the company.
I'll tell you, Gabe, it's going to be a great time in Florida at the PGA National. 7,100 yards, par 71, great tournament. I'll tell you guys, if you have time on Sunday, I know, Gabe, there's a lot of basketball, hockey, and other things going on, but if you have something you're like got a guy in the leaderboard, pay attention. Guys have blown 6-shot leads, 8-shot leads. There's water on every key hole. It happened when Chris Kirk beat Eric Cole the last time, when Kirk hit the Honda in the water, and then he found a way to get to win the playoff. Like crazy swing. So live betting is really important. But guys, let's take a look here, and I'm going with the theme of the SEC and Georgia Bulldogs do really, really well. Chris Kirk won the tournament last year, and we're going with another one, Gabe, one of your favorites, the Boys of Summer, Russell Henley. At 25. I wish I got more, but people understand Henley is a fixture at this tournament. So at 25-1, I think he looks very, very good this week. A great track record there. Always top 10. Cole, we talked about Eric Cole. You're not going to get a good number. Brady's on him. I'm on him. Brady Cannon's a great golf capper. And you know what? We both love Cole. Gabe, you talked about him. For top 20, you got to take him to plus money. All he does is finish in the top 10 or 20, and he should have won this tournament last year, but instead it was Chris Kirk. Matthew Fitzpatrick's not playing great golf right now at 33-1, but he's in good form, and bad form, but he likes this tournament, and it is a weakened field. There's only a couple really, really good players, so I like Fitzpatrick at 33-1. What else do we look for? Keith Mitchell. He's a Georgia Bulldog at 45. It was him or the Irish Bear, Shane Lowry. I like Mitchell at 45, and Sepp Straka, he's 50. Gabe, I have 3 Georgia Bulldogs in my 5-pack right here. Henley, Mitchell, and Straka. Small play on Dylan Wu at 90-1. Sorry, Brandon Wu at 90-1. I apologize. Now we got top 20s. This is where we're going to make our money. Everybody loves this top 20 stuff. Matthew Fitzpatrick, we talked about him, plus 140. Watch out for Canadians. Corey Connors, Gabe, you mentioned him. I love him for a top 20 this week at plus 180. This guy plays really well. He doesn't mind this type of golf. You have to hit fairways and greens, and Connors is one of the best iron striker. Steven Jagerbaum, is anybody talking about Steven Jager? Another third-place performance last week. Morency, he was your guy. He almost won. Plus 190 for a top 20. I got to come back to Jager. And Svensson, he started his career in the Florida Tour. Plus 210 for Svensson. I love this guy. I think he can win the tournament, but I'll definitely take him for a top 20 at plus 210. Now let's go to the top 40 market, Morency. Matthew Wallace is a guy that I like. Absolutely stellar player from Britain. He likes to play in the Florida swing. He's plus 120. This is for a top 40. I also like Billy Horschel, and my big underdog at top 40 for all you guys out there. Number 1 in driving distance on the senior tour. Won this tournament before. Beat Daniel Berger in a playoff. by the way, yes, I forgot Daniel Berger in my outrights, 40-1. Padraig Harrington, plus 300 for a top 40, Morency. Watch out for the Vetri Old Irishman. This guy can actually do some damage. I wouldn't be surprised if he was top 20, but I'll take him top 40 at 3-1. AI tournament.
I like a lot of your picks. I like that Daniel Berger top 20. I think Berger's in play for top 20. Your guy, Eric Cole, you take him on a weekly basis. He's been money. He's got 5 top 21 finishes so far this year. 11 of his last 15 entries, he's finished in the top 25. He's been incredibly consistent. A player that catches my eye, guys, as far as I keep just coming back to him here, is Byung-Hun An. I think Benny Hunt as at 28 to 1.
Brady liked him.
I know Brady liked him too, and he catches my eye. You talked about Berger. I think Berger's the top 20 guy, and JT Poston's another one that Brady liked that I think is a good play. I'm not just copying Brady either. I think he's onto something here.
I agree.
I mean, he's a lot of the usual suspects, but I really do think he's onto something here.
I think both of us are going to have a really good week.
Bazoudenhout that he talked about too. Bazoudenhout's another good long shot.
He's a good top 20, 40 pick. I'm not sure if he can close the door. He's been close before. Do you know Ben On, Gabe? His last 2 performances, top 5 in this tournament both times. Definitely take him for a top 20. Brady likes Bazoudenhout, as we see here. Thank you very much, Frank Font. Plus 250 for a top 20 finish. That's a great price for Christian Bazoudenhout, the pride of South Africa.
Any golf picks, Babano, or you want to get to the hockey and basketball?
No, I've got a few. We'll go rip through them here. He's actually got Cam Young 22-1, the Irish Bear Shane Lowry 35-1. He is on Ben On as well, 40-1. Corey Connors 50-1. Alex Noren 50-1. Jaegerbaum 45-1, and the long shot. Not as many long shots this week. Only one major one. Matt Wallace 110-1.
That's my top 20 pick, Matty W.
All right, college basketball, Beavers and Ducks, 55-53 right now. 10:02 left, so we got a close one. And now suddenly, like I said, I was sort of waiting for the number. The Ducks are minus 155 on the money line now. They're minus 2.5 plus 100. But now suddenly, and I got to believe that the Ducks come back and win this game. I'm like Robert Downey Jr. in rehab. I'm checking in. I'm going to check it in here on the Ducks. I'm going big here out of spite on the way out.
Out of spite?
Been one of the...
I'm betting big out of spite. I got to tell you,
just moved on me to minus 270. Son of a...
Dude, our totals in hockey, that Canucks game, I don't know. I guess must have clicked it like 5 times or so. I looked, I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And I realized we're on the under 6.5. And
brutal. You double and triple clicked it?
Oh, a double whammy, the total and the side. I was just like, no way. Yeah, that one really hurt. But yeah, these hockey totals have been nuts. These games are like,
man, Abbotsford tied it late, dude. They were like plus 500.
Really?
They tied it against the Colorado Eagles.
Yeah, wow.
Son of a... They're going to overtime.
Every game goes to overtime.
Baby Avs and baby Canucks right there.
Yeah, Avs Canucks, future rivalry. They're going to overtime, even the AHL teams. Going OT. All right, so looking at tomorrow night, I'll blast through. Big card tomorrow night, actually. I'll start on the West Coast and, backwards as far as the rotation is concerned. Sharks and Ducks. Anaheim at San Jose. The Ducks are minus 125. The Sharks are plus 105. Pittsburgh Penguins, coming off that overtime win, as Cam mentioned last night against the Canucks, are in Seattle. Seattle are minus 115 favorites over the visiting Pens. The total is 6. Big game between the LA Kings and the Vancouver Canucks, man. Total is 6 in this game, guys. Canucks are minus 150. I'm going to call it right now. I'm liking the under in this game. To me, this is going to play like a playoff game tomorrow.
I hope so.
LA, Vancouver, they're coming off of losses, both teams. Both teams just gave up 4 goals in their last game, Abano. What do you think about that game tomorrow? LA and Vancouver.
Vancouver, look, just the one win in the last, 6 games. Been a struggle for them. They did snap the 4-game losing streak against Boston with the comeback. But unfortunately,
they lose all their games on the Western trip. Again,
Yeah.
Edmonton beat them. Calgary beat them. Vancouver's going to be in a bad mood after blowing that game to Pittsburgh.
I don't bet
know,
against
man. I like
Vancouver off the
Vancouver.
lot. I'm not rushing to lay it, but I'm not betting against Vancouver off the lot. The game I like in the late night hours, Seattle. I think Seattle is going to get on a little bit of a run right now. It was a big win for them against Boston. Philip Grubauer has looked really good since he's been back from injury, and I don't trust Pittsburgh after that big win against Vancouver the other night. They're still too erratic for my liking. I think price is cheap for Seattle tomorrow night.
Winnipeg Jets and the Dallas Stars, and we should get to the trade tonight, Cam. What'd you think about that? The Dallas Stars.
I like it. And
pick up a player, that a lot of people wanted. This is, when you talk about guys that that play playoff style hockey, he was, he's one of those guys, right? The Vancouver Canucks were looking at him, but they already got Zadorov from them, right? Like the Flames don't want to make the Canucks only good, so like the Flames made the price higher for the Canucks, but the Dallas Stars step up and pull the trigger, and now the Stars are hosting the Winnipeg Jets. Speaking of big games. Dallas Stars, minus 135 favorites over the visiting Winnipeg Jets. The total is 6 in that game.
I like Dallas. I think Dallas is a very scary team moving forward. I think they're a type of team that's built for the playoffs. They got a goaltending. They're just a very, very good team. I know they're going through a bad stretch, Morency. Like that loss to Ottawa when they lost 4-1 was disappointing, but Dallas sees the big picture, the playoffs, and they have a lot of veterans on their team. They're not screwing around. So, but I would take them over the Winnipeg Jets. Should be an interesting hockey game, but I lean Dallas. I don't know how you guys feel about that game.
Babano, what's your opinion on that one?
That's a really good game. Dallas needs a win there. I think they could get that win. I think it feels like a good situation for the Stars. They've had a brutal schedule. Think about that road trip. They had to play Boston. They should have won. The Rangers. They should have won. Shesterkin stole the game. They had a bad game against Ottawa. We'll cut them some slack. They played Carolina, tough game. Islanders off the road trip, and then in Colorado the very next night. That's a brutal schedule. I think Dallas gets right tomorrow night.
What do you like tomorrow night, Cam? Toronto Maple Leafs and the Arizona Coyotes.
Yeah. Are you going to lay 260 with the Leafs? Arizona's they're dead, though. If the Leafs lose this game,
Austin Matthews will score.
Yes, Austin Matthews to score a goal, maybe multiple goals. Very important game against the hometown team. I like Toronto minus 1.5, parlay piece as well. I would look at Dallas, as I said. I like the Vancouver Canucks. I agree with your guys under in the Canucks game. Looking for a live dog. No, I was going to say, you know what? The Sabres always play the Lightning in a weird way, but it's not enough for me. I need more than plus 135.
Anything else in the NHL, Babano, before we move on to college basketball?
Yeah, there's a couple.
Vegas and Boston's a big one.
Yeah, I like Vegas. That's my favorite underdog tomorrow night. Vegas Golden Knights, even without Eichel and Stone, and I know they're depleted, but they beat Toronto. Boston is coming off this very long road trip. They're struggling right now. Not only do I like Vegas in that game, I think they're live plus 140. Bruins haven't been good in these spots coming home off a long road trip. The draw is the best. Is just as good of a bet here. Boston's gone to overtime in 6 straight games. I've been on a bunch of those draws. You can get north of plus 300 at great price. Dog and draw, Vegas and Boston.
Yeah, Boston overtime in 6 straight and 7 of their last 8. It's crazy. They had 6 straight, 1 didn't, and then the one before. Like they had 1 that didn't sandwich in there. We hit it the other night. We've hit a few of them too. We hit it the other night against Seattle. Tomorrow night we talked about it earlier. Thursday, there is always a ton of late night college basketball going on. Tomorrow night, Gonzaga, 3.5-point road favorites in the Bay against the San Francisco Dons. Fun game. Total is 154.5. St. Mary's lays 16.5 to Pepperdine. Total 136.5. Washington State Cougars starting to get some national attention, and bracketologists talking a lot about the Cougs right now. That's the problem. Now they're laying points. They're 7-point favorites over the visiting USC Trojans tomorrow. The Washington Huskies are 3-point home favorites against the visiting UCLA Bruins tomorrow night. I actually like what I saw from Washington against Arizona. They traded punches the other day over the weekend.
Cougs and Huskies.
The Washington two-step moneyline parlay.
is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
It's rare in this day and age of the NBA to, miss one player and have the wheels fall off.
They're kind of hanging on to one of those final play-in tournament positions in the Eastern Conference. And there are teams like the Nets and the Bulls and the Raptors who are right in that same vicinity, who now they're looking and saying, well, if the Hawks are without a player like Trae Young, and we talk about how important he is, averaging over 26 points.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Just watched the final seconds of Illinois and Penn State, and by Dave's reaction, you think you know what happened there. How about that, Dave? How about that?
We're off the rundown. Sorry. Storm the court. You beat the 12th team in the country. That's fine. Second best in the Big Ten. That's fine. We are Penn State. Look at the crew jumping. This is so much fun.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage late
sort
night.
of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, we're to the 3-minute warning right now. The show just flew by this evening. 66-59. We talked about the Ducks starting to pull away, and here they go. They're up by 7 right now with 5 minutes remaining. Babano, we've got to be quick on the way out, but you've identified, you think, a college basketball spot tomorrow with Memphis being in a bad spot against East Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, it's just from watching this team all year, Gabe. I mean, they're just erratic. They're flighty. They're inconsistent. You can't trust them one game to the next. I think that was a game that was triple circled for them Sunday against Florida Atlantic, a team that beat them in the NCAA tournament. And they got a chance to play them for the first time since then. And Memphis hasn't played really good basketball for a long time. They played one of their better games of the season Sunday, beating a Florida Atlantic team in very impressive fashion. They led most of that game, but it would be so typical of Memphis to turn around and lose to East Carolina tomorrow night, a Pirates team that's playing sneaky better basketball. They've got a winning home record. They're catching 4 at home. I think East Carolina might be live tomorrow night.
We see this time and time again in college basketball where teams win a big game and lose the next game after. Mm-hmm. Shout out to our boy Ghoster, who's tuning in tonight. He's got his Florida 8-pack. So he's going with the Postman, Poston, Kirk, Mitchell, Pavon, Hoagie, Bezhoutenhout, Glover, and Thompson. Pretty solid card he has right there.
Agreed.
I think Bezhoutenhout is a good top 20 play. I think these top 20 is going to kill it. Corey Connors, top 20. Bezhoutenhout, top 20. Eric Cole, top 20.
It's how you make money betting golf. The top 10s, a lot of guys fall in the right like a T16 range. Gabe, first round leaders. Henley 40-1, Cole 40, Connors 55, Svensson 60. That's what I'm doing. 4 guys for you right there. I'll give you more, but those are my first round leaders. And if you like McIlroy, he's 20-1 first round leader and only 7 for the tournament. That's the market you got to attack.
All right, good stuff, guys. We'll see everybody tomorrow. We'll be on with Scott Farrell at 12:25 Pacific time, 3:25 Eastern time. We'll be throwing it down here tomorrow night. Follow me on Twitter X at SportsRage. Other than that, you're on your own. Later.